It's the late 1960s, and America just did the impossible. We put human beings on the moon. A 250,000 miles away, two astronauts climbed down a ladder and stepped onto lunar soil. But after that giant leap, NASA decided to ask another question. What if humans didn't just visit space? What if they actually lived there? So NASA started planning something radically different from Apollo. Not just another moon landing, they wanted to create a permanent foothold in space. And that dream turned into this. This is Skylab. It's a massive orbiting science laboratory the size of a small house. The space station was born. And at first, everything looked ready. Years of planning, designing, testing, culminating into one launch.
5, 4, 3, 1, 0.
But within minutes, literally minutes, everything went catastrophically wrong. Okay, let's rewind. It's May 14th, 1973. Skylab sits atop the Saturn V. As the engines ignite, everything looks perfect. Millions of pounds of thrust push the massive rocket off the pad. But then Saturn V reaches max Q. It's the point where speed and pressure hit the rocket at the greatest aerodynamic stress that it'll ever experience. The protective thermal shield rips away. That shield wasn't a precautionary measure. The shield was the only thing stopping the sun from cooking the station alive. And without it, Skylab was now instantly exposed. The immense, unfiltered radiation of the sun begins roasting its metal hull. Temperatures skyrocket. Inside, food starts to spoil. Wiring could degrade and rubber seals could warp. But the problems aren't over. The departing shield slams into Skylab's solar arrays. One solar wing is torn off completely. The other is jammed shut. With almost no power and uncontrollable heat, Skylab is doomed to fail. Within just hours of its failed launch, engineers at Marshall Space Center and Johnson Space Center and NASA contractors across the country go into crisis mode. There are two essential problems that the scientists need to solve. Skylab is overheating, and Skylab has almost no power. For the heat issue, one engineer suggests something wild. A parasol. The idea is to use reflective material to act as a space umbrella. Divers and engineers experiment underwater, simulating how astronauts might free the jammed solar panel. NASA needed to work quick. The tools and experiments that the engineers were designing needed to be tested, approved, and shipped to Florida in just a matter of days. It's May 25th, 1973. 3 astronauts climb into the Apollo spacecraft. The astronauts are Pete Conrad, Paul Wilds, and Joe Kerwin. They dock with Skylab successfully and make a perfect connection. The astronauts begin to tackle problem 1, the heat. They unfold the parasol and feed it through the small scientific airlock. Using telescopic rods, they push the shade outward and slowly spread it open over Skylab's exposed hull. If the shade tears, the entire mission might fail. But then, it opens. The parasol was a success. Temperatures drop and the station stabilizes. But they still need to tackle the power problem. On June 7th, Conrad and Kerwin set up for a spacewalk. It's one of the most challenging EVAs that NASA has ever attempted. The astronauts start to edge their way along Skylab's exterior. When they reach the jammed solar array, they assess the problem. A piece of metal debris is pinning the panel down. And so, the astronauts begin to cut it down with their custom-made tools. Cutters, hooks, a custom device nicknamed the shepherd's hook. Finally, the 2 men coordinate a massive heave, and the panel snaps loose. Instantly, it swings open. Skylab fills up with power. Skylab is alive. Skylab becomes what NASA always wanted it to be. The first crew stays for 28 days, a US record at that time. 2 more crews follow them. They conduct hundreds of experiments. They observe the sun with instruments far better than anything on Earth. And all of this happened after a mission which was minutes away from being abandoned. Skylab taught NASA how to survive. how to repair things in orbit, how to adapt, how to turn a disaster into a success story. Skylab set the foundation for every single space station after it. For more space stories, subscribe.